Good morning, everybody. You're listening to 89.1 FM WXVU Villanova Student Run Radio. We have a special edition of Fun in the Locker Room for you coming to you at 11:30, well, now 11:48 on Thursday. We're in the middle of finals week right now. I hope everyone's finals are doing well. If you have finals, if not, good luck with the rest of them. Rank, Liam, did you guys have finals this week?
No finals.
No finals. I was the only one with finals. All right, final yesterday, final today. Hoping to do well, wrapping up the year. Hope everyone else is wrapping up the year well with their papers and presentations. But just because it's finals week doesn't mean that we cannot have sports talk, particularly fun in the locker room. We're going to have some fun in the locker room today. We have a lot to talk about today. The NBA, these have to be some of the best playoffs I've seen in a while. All the series right now are at 3-2, which just shows that we have some great talented teams, some great matchups. We'll get into some MLB after that. And then later in the show, if we have any other news headlines, we will get into that for sure. As always, Truett, Sean Rankle, Liam Holloway, bringing you fun in the locker room. On 89.1 FM WXVU. Don't forget to check out the YouTube where we have all the past recordings of all the shows. And follow us on Twitter where we like to engage with our fans with polls and just reaching out, debates, as we always do. It's hard for us not to debate sports. We do it on every platform we can. Let's get into the NBA where, as I mentioned earlier, every series is at 3-2 right now. Nuggets, Suns, 3-2, Lakers are up on the Warriors 3-2. The Heat are up on the Knicks 3-2, and the 76ers are up on the Celtics 3-2. What series do you guys want to talk about first?
Let's just start in the West, I feel like. Let's start Nuggets Suns.
Nuggets Suns. So that's an interesting series just as it went. I think as we talked about last week. Started 2-0 for the Nuggets. Dominant wins all around. Chris Paul gets injured, and then the Suns come back to tie the series 2-2 from some dominant performances, particularly from Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. And then the Nuggets with another kind of semi-blowout win 2 nights ago with just an all-out team record. What are we seeing from these two teams, and what are we expecting going forward?
I think we all three of us talked in the last show how we didn't expect the Phoenix Suns to win one game, maybe even 2 games, but I think it kind of just proves what we've been talking about all along, how the Suns needed to play perfect to win a game. And those 2 games in Phoenix, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker put on the performances that they need to put on to win a game for the Suns.
I hate to say it, but I think Chris Paul not playing for them really helped them because the ball was able to be in Devin Booker and Kevin Durant's hands every single possession.
Yeah.
And, I really don't like Devin Booker. I've been pretty adamant about that.
It's well documented.
I got to give him his flowers. He's been shooting unbelievably, and the Nuggets really don't have an answer to stop him. On the flip side, all the Nuggets need to do is kind of, make somebody else beat them and they win the game. That's kind of how this series has been so far. If you're giving up 40-something points to Devin Booker and 30-something points to KD, that's 80 points right there. You just need to not allow anybody else to score more than 30, and you'll pretty much win the game. But, shout out to the Suns for showing some fight. They did it on their home court. They got to go out and do it again tonight. And I'm going to say this is not going to be easy because Jokic has been absolutely lighting up the Suns' interior defense. I'm taking the Nuggets to finish it off tonight.
Yeah, I think you have a good point about you have to not let them get 40 each, which is easier said than done, obviously. But shout out to Christian Braun, who has been playing some elite level defense on those 2 guys and has actually been contributing this series much more than I anticipated. But on the flip side of things, you're focusing on guarding Booker and Durant, but as you mentioned, Jokic is just completely eating and getting whatever he wants, averaging, I think, well over 30 in the playoffs on very good shooting.
30-point triple-double.
30-point triple-double the last game. Jamal Murray, as we've seen, especially in the last game, is getting whatever he wants. I like the little beef he was having with Landry Shamet. That was kind of exciting. But, it's well-deserved because Landry just cannot guard him. And it's a little disappointing if you're a Suns fan that that's the guy that's guarding their second-best player and their best perimeter player by far. It just kind of shows that you're kind of outgunned on the defensive end. But clearly that doesn't matter when you can score 80 a game from 2 players. So it's really just going to be, can the Suns continue to outshoot the Nuggets, and then they'll win. But if not, there's no way they're going to be able to stop Jokic and Murray and the plethora of great role players they have. So I honestly see the Nuggets finishing this out tonight.
In the games that the Suns win, they score over 120 points. That's the difference.
Yeah.
If the Suns can get to 120, it's a Suns win. If the Nuggets can hold them under 120, the Nuggets win this game. And I think they can because they've proven it time and time again. And you need to be perfect if you're the Suns to win based on how their roster is constructed. Is Chris Paul back tonight?
I don't know.
I knew he was out game 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
I knew he was 3, 4, 5.
So he might be back.
I hadn't seen anything about him being back tonight or not. Let me check real quick.
I hate to say it. I don't know if I would run him out there if I were the Suns.
But you almost...
He's ruled out,
Ruled out.
for Game 6, and
Yeah.
Aiden is questionable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if DeAndre Ayton doesn't play, this game's over.
I mean, I hate to say it. Jock Landale's been putting better defensive minutes than Aiden has.
Yeah, but
he
come
can't
on.
score, but
They need somebody to score than Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
yeah, the Suns just get beat up on the board so badly. Like Aaron Gordon crashing every offensive rebound is an absolute nightmare for the Suns right now. They can't do anything on the boards. I want to give a shout out to Bruce Brown too. He's leading the Nuggets bench in points, assists, rebounds, and steals. So he's been a one-man wrecking crew off the bench, and he's playing great defense as well.
You talk about correlation, Sean, with the rank. I mean, with the teams and who wins the game. I think bench scoring has also been a huge factor.
Yeah.
When someone's bench, outscores the other bench, it usually factors into their win. Liam, I want you to go back to what you said. Listen to the names you're talking about. Jock Landale, the backup center. There was a lineup like for last game. I think it was Durant, Landale, Payne, Torrey Craig, and some other guy that I'd probably never seen. And it's just we've talked about this, the lack of depth. It really hurts you at this stage. Like, where's the production going to come in these non-Booker and Durant minutes? You know, because there's a lot of possessions. You can't just give Durant the ball every possession. You should. You probably should. But there's a lot of possessions where he's just standing on the other side because you have to run something else. And it's Cameron Payne, Jacques Landale pick and rolls. Like,
That's the thing. In the playoffs, it's just not going to get it done. Even if you're running out that lineup for 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes where you're just surrendering.
exactly.
You're waving the white flag, especially when the Nuggets don't have Jokic on the floor. Their bench unit's just so much better, miles better. They can produce with anybody. The Suns can't say the same.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what the Suns do in the offseason and how they can build this team around, because going into next season, they only have 5 guys under contract. Durant, Booker, Aiden, Chris Paul, and Shamet. That's
Wow.
it. Let's see what they can do in this offseason, because it's going to be big for them.
I've seen a lot of things that they're going to try and sell Aiden.
Yeah, they didn't want Aiden to begin with, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, they had to re-sign him because they didn't want to lose him for nothing, but they didn't want him to begin with.
We'll see what's going to happen because his value right now is an all-time low.
Yeah.
He's proven this series that he cannot hang with the big dogs.
Yeah, but if they can get anything from get rid of that $34 million salary, like,
Yeah.
free up some cap space for something.
Yeah.
What the Lakers did with Russ.
Rank, did you give a prediction?
I think the Nuggets are going to win tonight.
That was just wow. Russ just caught such a stray there.
Did you guys see that UFC thing about how you didn't see this, Rank?
No.
The keys to victory. They were talking about for some UFC fighter, and it was like 2 like very normal things for UFC, and then the third one was just don't be Russell Westbrook.
Can we talk about briefly before we leave this series? Can we talk about the Jokic and the Suns owner getting into it?
Yeah.
I'm really happy that the Suns owner came out and said that he doesn't want him to get suspended.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting scenario. The fact that
ridiculous.
they're both wrong in both aspects. Like, Jokic should not have gone over there and ripped the ball out of his hands. I don't know if Jokic knew that was the Suns owner, or he was just like pissed off with the play and just wanted the ball. But then the Suns owner took a flop like nothing else.
Yeah, that flop was ridiculous. If that was anyone else, they get kicked out of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
So like, I don't know. Don't mess around with Jokic. That's all I'm gonna say. You've seen the man. You've seen his brothers.
Yeah, I was
Look
gonna say
at
his
Markieff
brother.
Morris right now. Where's Markieff Morris?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I'm glad he didn't get suspended. It would have been stupid if he did.
Yeah,
But kind
It
of
was,
had some beef to this series a little bit.
Little bit.
I think it was great maturity for the owner because he knows like that would have really put an asterisk on the series. and I appreciate that he is just here for he's a Suns owner. He easily could have gotten him suspended if he had made a big deal about it, but I think it's all for the good of the sport.
I feel like asterisks in series though, like, are forgotten over time. Like, they matter
100%.
now, but like
100%.
15 years from now, are we going to talk about the Mickey ring or the fact that he just won a ring?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
you're right, Sean. Though, like the 1 versus 8 seed, the Bucks losing to the Heat.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna remember in 15 years that Giannis missed a couple games.
No.
Just gonna say Jimmy Butler toppled the 1 seed Bucks.
Exactly. Like, the one that the Suns went to the finals because they had a bunch of easy route. Like, nobody's gonna remember that they ate that easy route. They just went to the finals.
Yeah.
That's true.
And the closest Chris Paul got to a ring.
Closest he'll probably ever get.
Closest. He
Yeah.
would get to a ring.
Let's see. Joins a different super team next year.
I don't know
Jeez.
who would want him.
And
Drew,
that
did you
money,
make a
too.
prediction for today?
Yeah, we all said they're winning tonight.
Nuggets
Closing
win
out the
tonight.
series.
What's the live line tonight? Is there one out?
There definitely is.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see who's favored. No, it's at Denver.
No,
it's in
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix minus 2.5. Interesting. So I know when they were in Phoenix for what was it?
Minus
2 games ago, game 4.
Nuggets are plus 123.
Yeah, when they
Suns are
were
minus
they
143.
were in Phoenix for game 4, I believe it was Phoenix minus 4. So the line is a little tighter this time.
Yeah. It's going to be a close game, I think. I think this series has to finish in a close game, especially with the way. I don't think Kevin Durant's going to go down easily.
No, although he has a lot of games, it's taken him like an entire quarter to warm up. Like,
Yeah.
he just comes out of the gate for a lot of games looking very cold and not himself.
I think you got to give Aaron Gordon a lot of credit for the defense he's played on KD. I mean, they started putting Aaron Gordon on Booker to slow him down a little bit, and it
Really?
worked last game. But whoever Aaron Gordon isn't guarding, it's going to be a
Yeah.
massive issue. MPJ, he can shoot the heck out of the ball, but that man cannot play defense.
No. It's also interesting to me, I feel like Kevin Durant went over there, and I feel like this series is the one that's going under the radar the most. Like, this is not the most talked about series. It's probably the least talked about series in the aspect of almost like Kevin Durant's failures over there, if we want to call him that, is just not being talked about. He's almost under the radar, which is very un-Kevin Durant-like, very un-super team. Like, this is probably the biggest super team right now in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah. And they're not really being talked about.
Well, if Devin Booker wasn't bailing him out,
Yeah, exactly.
KD's legacy would be in a lot of trouble. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never one to defend Kevin Durant, but this has to be one of the worst all-around rosters he's been on. All-around roster.
Yeah. But the star power, like when that trade first happened, everyone was like, Suns are going to win.
With the
win the whole
Nets,
thing.
with the Nets to start the season with the Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, which team's better, that team or the current team with the Suns?
Oh.
Well, they still have Seth Curry and Joe Harris, right? On the
And
Nets.
Joe Harris has been a bum.
And Claxton.
And Claxton,
We got Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton.
but nobody else.
Torrey Craig, don't disrespect the man.
I will
Koji.
continue to disrespect the Suns bench. Jock Landale. Cam
Hey, you were
Payne.
hyping up earlier.
Cam Thomas on the Nets.
Cam Thomas doesn't do anything.
Yeah. He scores 40 in blowouts.
Yeah. I would take the Nuggets. I think I would take
I
the.
don't know.
I think Devin Booker is better than Kyrie, so I kind of have to take the Suns roster
It's fair.
when it comes down to it. Anything else in this game?
I think that's it. We'll definitely have to see if this goes to 7. That'll be interesting. We'll put something out on the Twitter if this goes to 7. Who are you taking in Game 7?
Well, a bunch of Game 7 polls, hopefully.
Yeah, there might be a good amount.
I hope we have a lot of them.
For Warriors Lakers, it is as mentioned 3-2. They went up 3-1 in a dominant blowout in Game 4. Warriors looked really good last night. Lakers looked a step slow. Usually happens to teams when you're playing in the Bay. Let's touch on Lonnie Walker first.
Yeah, let's talk Game 5. Lonnie worked all that stuff.
Lonnie Walker dropped 15 points in the fourth quarter. The only minutes he played to just, I don't know. They just silenced the Warriors. Steph Curry was in disbelief with the shots he was hitting.
Oh, yeah.
Lonnie hit this hezzy, like, tween pull-up right in Curry's mouth. Had no business going in with, like, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. We were all in awe watching that. I don't know what this kind of speaks to more. The fact that the Warriors gave up 15 points and lost to Lonnie Walker, or the fact that the Lakers needed Lonnie Walker to win this game?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
That's a good question.
Because you're not going to win too many games if Lonnie Walker's scoring 15 in the fourth. But at the same time, like, I don't think it was really just like, like Reaves could have done that, or LeBron could have done that. Like, they kind of needed Lonnie Walker to come and do that.
Stood up.
Game was very close at that point when he started doing that.
Warriors really didn't have a great Game 5. Clay shot terribly.
Yeah.
And he was taking some terrible threes down the stretch. There was one on the left side of the thing where he was like leaning to his left.
It's like 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
With so much time left on the shot clock. I hate that in the new NBA when they just go down and try to take pull-up threes. Julius Randle's the king of doing it, and it's ridiculous. But you just got to get to move the ball out of his hands. The end of the game, great defense by Anthony Davis. One-on-one against Steph twice, and he locked him down both times. My biggest problem with the game, though, was, I guess not the biggest, but it was annoying to me how Steph won that not that he won the jump ball at the end and then threw the ball out of bounds without using his timeout. It's the second time this postseason he has had timeout issues of not knowing if they had a timeout or not. And it cost them the game.
Funny, it's the complete opposite problem, too.
Exactly. And it cost them a game in this situation. Obviously, there was multiple things that could have done beforehand, but at that point, they get a timeout. They still have a minute. They still have a second to go. They could get a shot up.
Quick shout out to, because you made me think about this. There was a string of just blunders at the end of that game.
Yeah.
The 2 Curry shots. Shout out LeBron for just pointing out that play.
That was
if you
really,
see the side by side, they ran the exact same play. Cleveland versus Golden State in the finals worked to perfection then, and LeBron somehow 5 years later knew what it was, and that's how they got the turnover that essentially helped seal the game. It just some blunders, and to your point about the Clay taking terrible shots, there's been a lot of times this postseason, and I feel like we've never seen this before, maybe outside of like Draymond and Durant, little beef. Steph and some of the other Warriors, especially Steve Kerr, they've gotten really frustrated with some of the other Warriors. Like Steve Kerr's reaction to that Clay shot.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did.
Curry's reaction to a Poole shot. Like, they are just not chemistry-wise on the same page right now. And I think they have some sort of different, notion of, like, what's the best shot to take, who should be taking this shot, what's the right move to do here, which I feel like we've never seen from a Warriors team. At least in the Steve Kerr
I
era.
think those shots were just falling in the past. Like those ridiculous Clay shots, really as Steph shots, they fell. So there was no... You couldn't complain about them because they were making them, and now they're missing them was the problem.
Talk about... hold on one second, Liam. Talk about Jordan Poole.
Oh, that's yeah.
Jordan Poole kind of lost them at one of the games earlier in the series, and then there was that famous or viral clip where he shot from like 5 feet behind, and Steph just like puts his hands in his head, and it's just like...
Apparently there was a big tension in the locker room. I saw after the game, last game, when Jordan Poole was getting interviewed. Apparently, all the reporters went over to talk to him, and everybody in the entire Warriors locker room went silent listening to his interviews. Like, there's complete tension around Jordan Poole. I'm curious to see what they do with him.
What were you saying, Liam?
I've just never seen a team more reliant on shooting the three and like so stubborn to do so than the Warriors this series. There are so many times where they blow by the primary defender, easily take a floater or mid-range, but decide to kick out for a somewhat contested three. I don't know if that's Steve Kerr just being stubborn and saying, oh, we're going to live and die by the three, or it's the players, but it has not been pretty to watch. It really hasn't for the Warriors this series. I think it's going to cause problems for them.
I think it's
playing away, especially.
Yeah.
It's been proven this season they cannot shoot well when they're playing away, and they gotta switch something up. Get more, at least take more attempts inside the arc. It's not working for them to play the way that they're playing now.
I think that's just called the Anthony Davis effect in the paint.
Well, I mean,
They have nobody to counteract.
I mean, even like, there's just so many instances though where they're wide open in the mid range or wide open approaching the basket, take a floater, and they just decide to kick out for three as
Make the
opposed
easy
to
shots.
yeah. Obviously, you don't want to drive towards Anthony Davis, but take a little easier shot sometimes. Jeez, it's really frustrating. You see Curry blow by D'Lo time and time again and kick out to Poole or Clay, who take a three with a hand in their face. I'd much rather have Curry take a floater or a mid-range every single time.
Curry's going to need to have a Game 7 Kings-esque games these next two games.
Yeah.
for them to win these games. And they're going to be absolutely exhausted going into what we assume is the Nuggets, and I think the Nuggets might just roll.
Yeah, that's
both these teams are going to be exhausted. Either way.
Yeah, they both have an uphill battle to face because this is definitely like have to be the toughest series that they've each played so far. Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I guess we can get into predictions. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Going back to Staples, which
that's
not sure what the line is, but I'm assuming it's Lakers.
Let's see.
I think I'm going to take the and to Liam's point, the teams have played drastically different depending on who's at home or who's away, and I feel like it's just kind of, I don't know if this is like a written rule, but it might just be like just an eye test. Like I feel like bench players play much better at home, and the Lakers bench, I guess Reaves isn't a bench player, but we'll call him like one of the role players with Hashimura and Lonnie. They just naturally are going to play better at home.
Lakers minus 2.5.
Minus 2.5. Although Austin Reaves has been kind of dominating wherever he is, and he has really come into his own, and I don't think that's being talked about enough. I know there was that whole talk maybe during the Memphis series, like, oh, he's going to get like this huge bag at the end of the season, but in the Warriors-Lakers series, the last two games at least, he has really just come into his own. I think that Reaves is a big game. Anthony Davis is another big game because he's been able to get whatever he wants. I'm not going to make a prediction on LeBron because they've been winning when LeBron doesn't have to score 30. So
LeBron's low-key been like non-existent in this series.
Yeah, his shooting from outside has been putrid.
And he keeps taking them, which is it frustrates me so much with LeBron because he's not a three-point shooter, and he just pulls these terrible three-point shots that just have no business going, and every once in a while they fall, but like
he's just in love with Curry. I'm convinced.
He wants to be Steph Curry,
but that's got to say something that they at one point were up 3-1.
Yeah, exactly.
And LeBron hasn't been playing that well. It just says something about the team. I'm going to say it's a whole team effort. The crowd gets into it. I'm going to say Lakers in 6, ending it at Crypto.com Arena.
I agree. I'll tail that.
I just can't. I can't. I've said since the beginning of the playoffs, the Lakers have been scaring me, but Game 6 Clay. Game 6 Clay on the road.
You saw what happened last time, Game 6.
But they weren't on the road. Game 6 Clay must be on the road.
Yep.
It's the key. I think they're going to come out strong. I don't think the Warriors are going to do it easily. There's pride in this team. It almost feels like the last big run with this team. And I don't think they're going down easily. I think they win Game 6, win Game 7. Do what LeBron did to them.
Wow.
A little reverse magic here. I think they find a way to do it. Kevon Looney is a big game. He needs to step up against Anthony Davis now.
Easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, and absolutely. But I don't know.
You know, all this Game
Confidence.
6 Clay gives me so much PTSD. People just keep bringing it up. It's, you know.
The Warriors also just have the experience in these situations. Anthony Davis is not. LeBron's the only guy with experience on this team.
In
Has
what
Anthony
way?
Davis ever gone past the second round of a playoff series?
He won in the bubble with LeBron.
Oh, right. I guess I forgot about that one. My bad.
That's why that take
Other than that,
was kind of bothering me.
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess D'Lo doesn't have too much experience. Reaves has very limited experience in the playoffs.
Vanderbilt, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a fair factor.
The pressure's on the Lakers to win Game 6.
You
You don't want to go back to the Bay?
I disagree.
Going back to the Bay for Game 7?
This is quite literally a must-win for the Warriors.
I think it's a must-win for both teams. I think this is the Game 7. Game 7 in the Bay is an easy Warriors win.
I wouldn't say easy.
Easy, but I think they do. I think they win it.
Yeah, but right now the Warriors have to go into L.A. They haven't been able to play on the road the entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that take, Sean. I think any team that's down 3-1, the pressure is on them to win every game.
But I feel like 3-2 is when it changes. You get going game 3-2 going back home for the team up 3-2.
I still would disagree. Like
all these series, like the Celtics-Sixers series, a little pressure on the Sixers going into this game.
I completely disagree. Like the Heat Knicks, is the pressure not on the Knicks?
Well, I'm saying there are pressure on the Knicks, but I think also when you get to 3-2 and you go on home.
Yeah, sure. You
Up
don't want to.
3-2.
You don't want to like.
You don't want to go on the road.
You don't want to go to a game 7, but
On the
like
road.
quite literally, this is win or go home for the team down 3-2.
I know, but I feel like in these situations, Game 6 almost becomes a Game 7 when you don't want to go back on the road for Game 7.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I guess I could see that. I'm like thinking of the Warriors, Cavs, like 2016 series. I don't think the pressure was ever on the Warriors when they were up 3-1, except for Game 7. But that might just be me. We'll see. It's tomorrow. Is that the game, or is it
Warriors
Saturday?
game tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Friday.
They've actually finally gotten good, and they're doing every other day.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be
really
like
nice.
Monday or something.
Somebody besides Steph Curry needs to step up in order for the Warriors to win.
Yep, I agree.
That's the key. All right, we have a quick shout-out before we get to the Eastern Conference. Big shout-out to the graduating members of our WXVU Executive Board, Business Director Ryan Derry, and our fearless leader, Station Manager Allison Bahada. Nothing the radio station has accomplished the past 3 years could have been done without their work and leadership. Thank you, guys. We are also graduating as well. I'm sure a lot of members of the WXVU team are graduating, but thank you to these two for all the work they've done. Now moving on to the Eastern Conference, where the Knicks are down 3-2. They won last night, right? Yeah, because they were down 3-1. And then obviously we'll get into the great discussion I'm sure we're going to have with Celtics Sixers, who the Sixers are up 3-2. Let's go with Heat Knicks. So Rank, I'll ask you your question. Who's the pressure more on this upcoming game?
I guess once again, it's the same thing. Obviously, there's more pressure on the Knicks, but there's also pressure on the Heat to win the series. I had a complete. Did you guys hear Julius Randle's comments after Game 4?
I did not.
Okay.
Disgusting.
He said his comment was, "I think the Heat just want it more."
Ugh.
If your star player after a brutal Game 4 loss going down 3-1 is saying they just wanted it more, that's it's ridiculous. You can how do you not want it more? It is a playoff series. You have been an absolute bum in the playoffs. You have the third worst field goal percentage all time in the playoffs. Ridiculous for a star player like this. He's not a star player anymore.
Was it, and this might be a trivial thing, but to me it makes a big difference. Was it want it more or wanted it more?
Wanted it more.
Like, referring to that game.
Yes.
I think that's fair because I think, I don't think it's a bad comment to make because you look back and you're kind of like, you're kind of saying, yeah, we messed up. Like, they wanted it more than us. That's where we messed up.
Now, there's a difference between saying we got out-hustled and they wanted it more. There's a big difference in
Jay's
that.
exact words were maybe they want it more.
Yeah.
Want it more.
Want.
Oh, see, that's
I
different.
just looked it up.
All I'll say is this. Brunson would never. You saw Brunson after that press conference. He took
responsibility.
Yep. And he said, we have to play better. I have to play better.
He went
There's
out there
levels.
yesterday and played 48 minutes.
There are levels. Brunson's also playing hurt.
Yeah.
There's levels to this. Knicks fans have been saying this for a long time. Julius Randle's got to go. He's not a championship player.
And he takes, no matter the situation, let's say the Knicks are on a great run. Julius Randle, pull up 3. Yeah, you miss it. Oh, the Heat are going on a run. I know how they can solve this. A Julius Randle pull up 3. No matter the situation, he wants to pull up from 3. And it's ridiculous because he's not a great shooter. When the ball is not in Jalen Brunson's hands, it's just scary. It's scary when Julius Randle tries to run this offense.
How was quickly in this series?
He got hurt.
He's not black?
He was out Game 4, Game 5.
What's the injury?
I don't know. Bam hurt him. Bam has hurt 6 Knicks players. And the other thing, I've seen this all over Knicks Twitter today. Compilations of the Heat setting absolutely ridiculous screens and not being called. This is a problem in the entire NBA. I won't just say it's a Heat thing, but the Heat guys are literally like, Bam is spreading out, doing a split, trying to set a screen on Quentin Grimes, and like Cody Zeller is like full on NFL blocking guys down the field.
Yeah, that Bam screen on Grimes was absolutely ridiculous.
They gotta call something.
I mean,
I know everywhere in the NBA they're like doing hugs to try to get pick and rolls working, but like
Yeah.
still.
It's funny because I feel like sometimes they call it really well, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll call it like if it's like slightly illegal. You know, they'll call it if it's slightly illegal, but it's funny because it just seems very inconsistent in the way they call it. It's not like they're just letting it happen all the time. Because sometimes they'll call it and it's like, all right, good on you to see that. And then sometimes like it's the most egregious thing in the world. They don't call it.
I feel like they mostly call it when it's like really, really close to being an illegal screen, not like it's a debate. But they don't ever call the egregious ones.
Yes, that's a good way. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it.
They've been really letting the Knicks and Heat play a little more as opposed to like the Warriors, Lakers.
Which I'm okay with letting them play, but illegal screens is a different atmosphere.
Oh yeah, 100% agree.
And you just gotta call these things because people are getting hurt. Like, did you watch the game last night? Grimes on the Bam Adebayo screen. Grimes hurt his knee and is still working his butt off to guard Jimmy Butler and get that steal. Like, that is ridiculous tenacity. I love that.
Shout out to Kevin Love.
Yeah,
he's been bossing this series. Rebounding and the outlet passes are just insane. The amount of rebounds he got over Mitchell Robinson last night was ridiculous.
Yeah, he's getting great rebounds. The Heat role players and the Heat undrafted guys are playing ridiculously well, and Jimmy Butler's doing Jimmy Butler stuff.
Dog. And
Kevin Love's outlet pass might be one of the best things in basketball.
Shout out Kevin Love. Unreal pickup.
It really was.
The Cavs could have used him.
The other crazy thing in my mind about the series, though, is the fact when we talked about specifically Game 5 of the Knicks-Cavs series, how many offensive rebounds the Knicks got over the Cavs and how few rebounds they're getting in the series. It's crazy to me.
The Knicks, the Heat has really been able to shut that down.
Yeah.
Bam is just such a tough matchup for the Knicks, though. He's just a more athletic, bigger version of Randall.
Yeah.
Minus the terrible shot chucking ability. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out in Game 6. Who do you guys have for this Game 6 matchup? Playing in Miami.
I have the Heat. They just look like the better team. I really thought the Knicks had a lot of... They got magic in a bottle in the last series, and I thought that was going to really carry into it, but it just hasn't been on the same level. And Jimmy Butler's the best player in this series, so I got to give it to the Heat.
Rank?
I'm really, really hoping that we're getting 2-3-1 comebacks this postseason because I want the Knicks to win this series badly.
It's not who you want, who you think.
We all want the Knicks, I'm sure.
I think Jalen Brunson won't let them lose. I think he's got the heart in him. He played 48 minutes. Quickly might come back. Grimes. I think this team can find a way to win it. I'm going Knicks.
I'm taking Heat in Miami. Jimmy Butler masterclass.
Yeah, he's really good. Only dropped 19 yesterday. Little off night for the Heat.
All good.
Yeah.
I'll get it back.
Duncan Robinson, actually, last night, single-handedly willed the Heat back into this game. He hit 3 or 4 threes down the stretch that made this game not a 20-point win for the Knicks and actually brought it into within 2.
That is a wild statement right there. Duncan Robinson, he was just shooting so many corner threes, and I was just terrified every time he took it. I have nothing else in this series. All right, let's.
You want to start off?
Get the popcorn out.
Next one, Sean. You want to?
Yeah, let's hear you introduce this one.
Yeah, like should I start the whole series? Where should I? Game 2 and Game 3, as I predicted, the Celtics were dominant with Joel Embiid back. I told you the Celtics played better with Joel Embiid on the court, and that's exactly what happened in Games 2 and Game 3. Perfectly. Amazing games, amazing blowout wins by the Celtics. But in Celtics fashion, we were down Game 4 most of the game and did not play well. And then late in the fourth quarter, we clawed our way back. Al Horford is the Embiid stopper. Year in, year out, he put in an absolutely ridiculous performance against Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid was scared. Doris Burke was talking about it on the broadcast. But James Harden had a great shot. Any other comments from Game 4?
No. James Harden had more than a great shot.
He had a great game.
He had 42.
Yeah. And he disappeared Game 2, Game 3. But he had a great game 4.
I think James Harden had to adjust. He's like, okay, Embiid's back. I need to let him be the number one option. And, well, Al Horford is father. So didn't really work out. And when Harden's going to be passive like that, or let's just call it pass first, more of a playmaker role, and your scorer isn't scoring, then you have a bit of a problem. So James Harden came out, scored 42, hit some crazy. This was the OT game, right?
Yeah.
Crazy shots. Obviously, the corner three was huge and great pass by Embiid, not trying to force a foul or. Even though he easily could have, the way the series has been gone, he probably could have got a foul call there if he wanted to.
He's on the floor every single possession.
But he passed out, and Harden hit a clutch time shot. And, Harden at the end of the day is still trying to change this narrative that has followed him since the 2012 finals, that he is not a playoff clutch performer. And he's doing the right things to change that narrative.
I have another random shout-out in this series. Shout out P.J. Tucker.
Yeah.
P.J. Tucker has been getting in the face of Sixers players, rallying them together. That end one late in Game 4 completely changed the game because Celtics were on a run. They were up 6 or 7. They had just come all the way back and got a lead, and then P.J. Tucker got the end one and just fired up that crowd and fired up that team.
That was such a momentum killer.
It
for the
was.
Celtics.
It changed a complete game.
To see P.J. Tucker, who barely shoots anything, make that shot in that situation, crazy. Rank, we talked about this, Celtics slowing down a little bit. I want to hear what your thoughts on Game 5 and their shooting performance.
Game 5, they just couldn't make a shot. Like, they were getting, other than Jalen Brown, because shout out Jalen Brown, he had a great game. Everybody else was missing wide open threes. Al Horford was 0 for 7 from 3 in the first half, and he was not contested. They were all wide open. And these are shots he typically makes. So that almost gives me a level of hope, because if they just make some of these shots, we win the game. It wasn't like they were getting contested shots, but they just seemed to not pass the ball as much. They seemed to slow down a little bit. I don't know. I am concerned about the way they played offensively in Game 5.
I want to ask you about the rotations, because looking at who the Sixers put out there and who the Celtics put out there, I really don't understand why the Celtics don't run out a lineup of Marcus Smart, Jalen and Jason, Al Horford on Embiid, and then why not have Robert Williams out there to guard P.J. Tucker or just roam?
I don't think Robert Williams is fully healthy. I really don't think so. Otherwise it's ridiculous why he hasn't been more of a factor in these series.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It just is.
He also just can't guard Embiid.
I'm not saying he has to guard him. You put Al on Embiid, have him roam.
Yeah.
You know Tucker's not going to shoot, but just having him on the court to have that inside presence, make the Sixers beat you from deep.
You did forget Derek White got second team all defense.
Yeah,
but yes, I agree.
Second team all defense isn't really stopping Harden too much.
I agree, Rob.
Yeah.
I think they're more
especially when they're just driving to the paint.
The drop coverage has been terrible too.
I think they're concerned about Robert Williams is having him and Al Horford on the court together. You're concerned about the pick and rolls and the switches that the Sixers can get on the two of them.
Yeah, but is Harden defended by Robert Williams? Is that such a terrible thing? It can't be worse than Harden's been cooking everyone.
I know,
series,
but Robert Williams is playing drop coverage on Trill and
they're all playing drop coverage. It's terrible.
I know, but they got to do something against James Harden. I don't think Robert Williams can guard him.
Is it
at all?
You think it's a hot take that if you're not starting Robert Williams and you're just going to play him 15 minutes off the bench, why even play him at all?
No, because you need to spell Al Horford. He needs to be on the court. And Joel
but
Embiid's
what's
off
the
the
point
court.
of him coming in just to guard a backup 5?
Defensive rim protection as well as lob ability. He's gotten some nice lob dunks.
I feel like that's just more of a starting 5 type of thing to do. I know.
I do believe he should start. I don't understand why he hasn't been starting all year.
What is he injured with?
He's been having knee problems for years.
Yeah, because I know
the way he plays
this
just
season, he had a lot of issues.
The way he plays just lends himself to knee injuries, which is sad. But they need to make shots.
I guess that's what it comes down to.
It's going to come down to the ball goes to the best. They shot 35%, and they also missed a lot of free throws. The free throw percentage was not great in Game 5.
It's just so weird because at home, you wouldn't think that the Celtics would have these issues,
They
especially
are
from 3.
Oh, let me find the stat.
Yeah,
their home playoff record has not been good recently.
You think Jalen Brown needs to get the ball a little more?
Absolutely. He's been our best player in the series.
Rank, if you are the coach of the Celtics, What are you telling them in the locker room before Game 6?
Well, Joe Mazzulla does not seem like the type of guy who fires teams up. But
you're the coach now.
I'm the coach. I'm the captain now. They need to. You need to get them fired up. Like all three of them, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart need to have huge games. Al Horford. I would even say they need to play the way they play in Game 5. Just make shots. Just say go out there, pass the ball, get open shots, and shoot them. Don't be afraid to shoot the ball. Keep shooting. It's gonna go at some point. You can't shoot this bad forever.
They can't.
They're too good. They're too talented to shoot this way forever.
Quite literally cannot shoot that bad.
No. I think it was 33% from the field or something like that.
And you got to give credit where credit's due. Maxey and Harden played really well this game, and B did his thing.
And I don't think that can be repetitive. James Harden is not a consistent. He's played really well this series, but he's not a consistent playoff performer.
And he's trying to change that.
He is.
We'll see it. We'll see if that happens. We need some predictions. I don't think we're going to all agree on this.
Celtics in 7. I won't give you another answer.
At least you're consistent, Rank. Liam?
Before the series started, I said the Sixers were going to win in 7. I think they're going to win in 6.
Oh, I wanted to say the same thing, but I might take the middle of what you guys are saying. I will say Sixers in 7.
I just want to see something different. I would like to see Harden and Embiid battling for a spot in the finals.
Should we assume that
Harden and Embiid versus Jimmy Butler is what you got right now?
Yeah.
Would we assume that the winner of the series is the favorite to make it to the finals?
I think both teams are the 2 title favorites right now.
Yeah, I would say so. But if they play the Heat, if either of these teams play the Heat, that's a tough series. That's not easy.
There's no easy series left.
No. There's just a lot of good teams left in the playoffs, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I guess. Did you see what the Vegas odds before that Game 5 were Lakers Celtics? It's changed a lot in the last week. I think it was Warriors Celtics at one point. Then it was Lakers Celtics. Now it's Lakers Sixers.
Sixers. I would have Nuggets Sixers
So
as
they
my
just keep
current
sleeping
betting
on the
favorite.
Nuggets.
They just keep sleeping on the
Nuggets
Nuggets.
Sixers would be the betting favorite in my mind right
I
now.
feel like
That
maybe
would be
after the
so
Game 5 win by the Nuggets, I don't know. If someone wants to look it up right now, I don't know.
I've also reached a conclusion that I'll announce on the show to the two of you, that if the NBA Finals is Sixers-Lakers, I will be a Sixers fan.
Wow. That is... I thought you were going the complete opposite direction, to be honest.
Can you get that in writing? Can you write that down?
Sure. I'll tweet it out on the Fun Locker Room account later if you want me to.
That Braun hating's just that strong, I guess. That's crazy.
Because if LeBron was the 5th, then I have to talk to the two of you about this.
I had a dream last night, not even joking, that LeBron won his 5th ring. And I was just like, he's the undisputed GOAT now. Well, he already is, but save that for another time. All right, Rank, we need your trivia question, then we're going to cut to commercials and then get into the rest of the sports around the world.
I have 2 trivia questions today. One's a little... Yeah, we'll start with the first one. Can you guys name top 10 in jersey sales this season?
John Morant.
John Morant is number 8.
What an interesting person to start with. Braun?
Braun was number 1.
Curry.
Curry's number 2.
Giannis.
Giannis was 4.
Durant.
Durant was 6.
Luka.
Luka, yes.
Devin Booker
Devin Booker,
was number what?
number 7. Luka was 5.
Embiid.
No.
No. Harden?
No.
Kyrie.
Yes, Kyrie's 10. You're missing 2. Number 3 and number 9.
I'm just going to throw it out here. I'm totally fine if I'm wrong. Shea?
No.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
One's still playing, one's not.
One's still playing, one's not.
Really insult you guys to haven't said the one.
The one that is or isn't?
Number 3, one's still playing.
Jokic.
No.
You're insulted. Tatum?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tatum's 3. Number 9.
Is not playing.
Not playing.
Did not make the playoffs?
Did not make the playoffs.
Dame?
Yeah, Dame time.
Dame.
Rounding out the top
Who's
15.
buying Dame jerseys nowadays?
Rounding out the top 15 is LaMelo Ball's 11.
Wow.
Jokic is 12. And Embiid's 13. Jalen Brown's 14. And number 15, Jordan Poole.
Oh.
All right, one other quick trivia question for you that I kind of really like this one. Since I really want a lot of 3-1 upsets in this round, there has been 5 3-1 comebacks since 2015.
God.
Can you name the teams that did it?
The
Warriors.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
That is one of them, yeah.
Warriors.
Warriors over Thunder, yep, 2.
Nuggets and Nuggets.
Nuggets and Nuggets. Nuggets over
count-
Jazz.
does that count
Nuggets
for
over
2?
Clippers. That's 2 of them, yeah.
So
There's
there's
one
one-
more. In 2015, Western Conference semifinals.
Was it? Oh, is this the Clippers Spurs? No.
Clippers were part of this, but
Clippers, Rockets.
Clippers.
Yes.
Doc Rivers being the first coach to blow multiple 3-1 leads.
Yes, when the Rockets.
Let's go.
Who was
Good stuff.
who was the player that went off? Corey Brewer, right?
Corey Brewer, you might be right. But
Didn't he just go off? Like they had benched Harden and Dwight Howard already. Like they were admitting defeat, and Corey Brewer just goes off.
Huh.
A bunch of those random bums.
Other fun ones since 2003, the Pistons overcame the Magic, and the Suns took over the Lakers in 2006 Western Conference first round. Kobe
Wow.
Bryant got.
Before we cut to commercial, I do want to answer the question that we were thinking. The current favorites to win the championship. I don't have the finals predictions, but Nuggets and Sixers are plus 290 and plus 300 respectively. So I'm assuming, because those are the two, they're each in one conference, that would be the predictions for the finals. We'll see. I'm sure that will change with every game that is played, because this is just some back and forth playoffs. That was the end of our NBA recap. Stick with us.
Wait, one more thing after.
Oh.
this. Can we talk? You want to talk about the awards? You want to give a shout out?
Oh,
to Shay?
yeah.
Why don't we talk about that after?
Yeah.
Yeah,
after
we're going to cut to some commercials, get a couple sponsors, but stick with us because we have the awards to go on. MLB, 89.1 FM, WXVU. It's 12:35. We'll see you in a minute.
Villanova University's WXVU Villanova. Visit our all-new website at wxvu.org. We're on air serving the main line at 89.1 on your FM dial, or stream us anytime, anywhere on the Radio FX app.
Did you know anxiety, a form of stress, is the most common health condition in the United States and is linked to academic outcomes?
Well, did you know not all anxiety is the same? Shortness of breath, rapid heart rate, nausea, and hot flashes can all be signs of anxiety.
Did you know there are free resources available to provide support? The Office of Health Promotion offers a free stress management program and coaching for well-being. To get started, complete the Thrive 365 survey found on the Office of Health Promotion website at villanova.edu/health-promotion. Again, that's villanova.edu/health-promotion.
You also can contact the University Counseling Center for confidential personal and group counseling and educational programs at 610-519-4050. That's 610-519-4050. Learn how to manage your stress in a healthy way and know that you are not alone.
Stay in the know with Nova Nurses. This message was brought to you by senior nursing students in the health promotion course of the Fitzpatrick College of Nursing, the Office of Health Promotion, and V89.1 WXVU Villanova Radio.
Now, here's your 3-day weather forecast for the main line.
Lots of sunshine for your Thursday. We'll top out at 80 degrees. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a low of 56. We'll see sunshine to start your Friday with some afternoon clouds, a high up to 85. And on your Saturday, morning showers will give way to cloudy skies later in the day, a high of 77.
You're listening to 89.1 FM, WXVU, Villanova Student Run Radio. Back with Fun in the Locker Room. We just recapped all of the NBA playoff series that are going on right now. more games to come throughout the week, and I'm sure that'll change our opinions, predictions, and debates. So, which is why you need to follow the Fun in the Locker Room Twitter. Stay updated when we're not on the air. We will always be putting out new debates and topics for you guys to interact with. Let's get into the awards. Just a quick shout out before we get into the real ones. Sorry, that was a bit mean. Drew Holiday was named the Teammate of the Year, first 3-time winner of the award. Good for Drew Holiday. That's
Didn't
all.
help you in the playoffs, buddy.
I guess being the Teammate of the Year doesn't mean too much when it comes to the outcome of the game.
Do we want to go biggest surprises in All NBA?
Yeah, let's go with that. I got to pull it up, though.
I guess we'll start with Truett, your boy. I think it was kind of a surprise that he was first team. I'm not saying it's undeserved, but you look at some of the names on the list on second and third team.
Who would you have put above him?
I wouldn't put anyone above him, but people making the argument: Dame, Curry.
Dame was on the third team.
I know. You see Donovan Mitchell, what he tweeted?
What did he tweet?
No.
FOH, lol. As soon as it dropped, that means. Yeah, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Out of here.
Unfortunately,
you got second team, bro.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about? You weren't a first team player. I mean, I don't know, but there has been some debate that Shea did not deserve it. There has been some debate that Luka didn't deserve first team.
I'm excited for next year when there's positionless, because then it gets interesting. Because Shea would have been a second team player in that instance.
Yeah, you would have thrown Embiid
Gets
in
kicked
there.
for Jokic.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Jokic.
Once again, shocked Julius Randle got third team, but whatever. I guess he had a good regular season.
Whatevs.
You're not happy about that whatsoever?
No.
Who would you have
He's a
over
bum.
him?
I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but
I mean, is this like? I just want to go back to Donovan Mitchell. This is his first time being on an All NBA team, so maybe just express some gratitude. That's just me, but you know, they made the second team.
The big surprise, at least from what I've heard of this list, is John Morant did not get All NBA teams, so he's not eligible for that big super max extension.
Really? Ooh.
Because he's not got an All NBA team. Other surprising thing, crazy thing that we can talk about if we want, with Jalen Brown getting second team and Jason Tatum getting first team, the two of them are in line to get a combined $675 million contracts.
So a lot of money out of the pockets of the owners right there.
And I think both of them are worth keeping. I would pay that money in a heartbeat.
I know you would, but did the Celtics feel that way?
I really hope so.
I don't know, Sean. I don't think
really
they
hope
felt that
so.
way about Jalen Brown for a while.
I really hope so, because the two of them together can do damage in the Eastern Conference going forward.
Maybe this series has a lot to do with it, like what they do in the future. It probably does.
Probably.
If you can only keep one.
I got to keep Tatum.
You have to keep Tatum. That's your centerpiece. Maybe Jalen Brown's a more versatile player, but Tatum is your centerpiece.
There's also some ridiculous trades being thrown out.
Oh my God.
Colin Cowherd. You see this trade?
Yeah, I did.
How do
I
you
did
want
like-
to talk
did
about
like
it?
that a
It's
lot.
so bad. Talk about it, Rick.
He proposed that the Warriors trade Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins to the Celtics for Jalen Brown and Brogdon.
Yep. Now, why on earth would the Celtics?
Why would the
ever
Celtics do that in the world? I don't want Wiggins or Jordan Poole. Brogdon's been a centerpiece to this team right now.
Colin Cowherd is delusional.
It's ridiculous.
Shout out the two Kings players in third team. Good for them. I think this is it would have to be Sabonis' first time, and definitely De'Aaron Fox's. Sorry, Rank. I have to shameless plug right here. Shout out LeBron James, third team. He has now been an All-NBA player for half of his life.
Does he really deserve
awesome.
third team this year?
I want to.
I think so. We don't have to debate that right now, but I think so.
I want to toss one thing out there. Steph Curry has made 4 first-team All-NBA teams. Luka Doncic has the same amount.
Wow.
Any player you think that will surprise us and make an All-NBA team next year?
That isn't on an All-NBA
That
team?
isn't on an All-NBA team currently.
John Morant.
Yeah, I got one. Chet Holmgren.
John
No, I was
Morant,
joking.
and if healthy, not even if healthy, you could have slotted AD in there instead of LeBron.
I think
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson gets All-NBA next year.
Wow.
If
Third?
he plays like he did
Second
right
or
now,
third?
He probably
I think
should have
it's
taken
second
it
or
out.
third.
instead of Randall. Like,
Yeah.
If you had to choose,
Without the positionless basketball, I think we get another guard in there.
yeah, that's fair. Kind of relating to your AD mention, no AD on the defensive teams, which
Interesting.
very interesting.
And Derek White got second team all defense.
Were you expecting that rank?
No, I was not.
He finished what?
Quite shocked by
Didn't he
that
finish like something in blocks, like top 5 or something?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Draymond Green, of course, up there. Dylan Brooks.
Did Walker Kessler get on there?
No.
Thank God this is a regular season award.
Caruso, Drew Holiday, Jaren Jackson, Brooke Lopez, Evan Mobley, first team. And then
Shout out
Bam,
Caruso.
Anuba, OG Anunoby, Dylan Brooks, Draymond Green, Derek White, second team.
A little bit of a bright spot for the Bulls there.
He is,
after a
yeah.
terrible season.
No Giannis also.
Yeah, no Giannis. 2 Bucks players in the first team, but no Giannis. Brooke Lopez, very deserved. I thought he had a really good chance to win. Depoy. As far as the second team goes, yeah, the Derek White thing is crazy. I would have thrown AD in there somewhere, but
No Claxton is crazy.
no Claxton's also crazy.
Sorry,
And this isn't by
sorry, Derek White.
this isn't by position, right? I don't think there's any position limits on this.
There are. There's 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center each team, so I have to assume there is.
That's
Yeah.
why Bam didn't make first team again.
They should probably
Get rid of that.
get rid of that
They
because
probably are.
I think just the fact of the matter, there's just there's more better defensive bigs than there are guards in the league.
It's also so
hard
much
to compare
easier
the two of them.
to quantify, defensive success with bigs.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of eye test, which is and a lot of advanced stats that I'm sure the casual NBA fan. I mean, like not like I look at them either, but yeah, that's a really good point because it's like being a cornerback in football. You might not like lead the league in picks, but just being there, your presence, you're not going to throw to that receiver. Like you're not going to go into the paint. You look at AD and Bam, like the Knicks and Warriors, just as you were mentioning, like they're just not going into the paint as much, and that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. To your point.
Quick other fun NBA awards. There's NBA fan favorite awards. Luka got assist of the year. Giannis got block of the year.
Great assist.
Aaron Gordon got dunk of the year.
Deserved.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Durant handles of the year.
Yeah, that was a good
Is that when
play.
he dropped that guy in the Wizards?
And big shout out to Russell Westbrook. for
Really?
Photo of the year.
Oh, the one of him on the ground?
Yeah.
He won?
Yeah.
That's a great photo.
And LeBron James, your boy, for style of the year.
What does that even mean?
Shea got robbed.
Some other award they have to give LeBron? Jeez.
Probably exactly what that is.
Style.
I almost bought a shirt. I was actually not even joking. I was messaging a Russ fan account on Instagram. I almost bought a shirt with that photo on it, but the guy was charging me like $50.
You can get if you just bring this shirt to like a mall, you can get it printed onto it for like $10.
Really?
Yeah.
They do that?
Yeah.
It's the first I've heard of this.
Okay, guys, what do you think about this? Devin Booker, John Morant, KD, DeMar, Kat, Chris Paul, Trae Young, and Siakam were all NBA players last year.
Oh, Kevin Durant didn't get it all NBA
they're
this
all-
year.
Probably didn't
All
play
up
enough
top.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything surprising about that? I'm surprised Booker didn't make it just the way the NBA treats him.
It's hard to make like that's why I think Julius Randle shouldn't get. They need to get positionless because there's too many guards that are better than Julius Randle on these teams.
Too
And
many players.
Yeah.
you're saying it's hard to make it. It's going to be even harder next year with the game limitations. You have to play
Yeah.
these six. There's a lot of. I don't have the list pulled up in front of me, but there's a good amount of people on both these teams, defensive and All NBA, that would not have made it. Examples being LeBron and Jimmy Butler because they didn't play enough games. That's going to be a huge factor going forward.
The combination of games played and contracts being tied to all NBA awards is really going to make a lot more people play meaningless basketball games, which is really
amazing.
exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great.
Better
More
for the
load
fans.
management.
Way better for the fans. They can show up and actually see people play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, it makes sense. Like at the end of the day, you're spending your hard-earned money, to go see these. I get it if for the league's perspective, you're gonna piss a lot of people off if someone's saving all their money to go watch Kawhi and PG, and then neither of them are playing. That
I'd be
person
annoyed.
is probably just not gonna want to go to a basketball game in the future. So, totally get it from a entertainment revenue perspective. Totally get it.
Karl-Anthony Towns got third team last year.
Yeah, that is shocking. Anything else? I guess we already talked about MVP, Depoy, Rookie of the Year. Most improved was... Who was most improved?
I got no idea.
Was it Tyrese? No.
Lauri Markkanen.
Deserved.
Coach of the Year, Mike Brown.
Deserved.
Hustle Award, Marcus Smart. Let's go.
I didn't know they gave out awards for flopping.
Oh, God. Should we talk about how, like, maybe it's the last 3 Coach of the Years to win a ring have been fired? Something like that?
Last 3 coaches to win an NBA Finals, I think, was it?
But have also won a Coach of the Year. Like, Budenholzer fired, Nick Nurse fired, Dwayne Casey fired. They had all... I guess Dwayne Casey didn't win a ring, but Nick Nurse and Budenholzer... I thought there was another one.
Insane. They fired him. They fired Dwayne Casey before he won the award.
Did they really? That's had to have been an awkward reception.
Same thing with Budenholzer. He probably got fired after the award.
Yeah, I still don't really agree with the Budenholzer.
I
know
also
you guys
feel
were pretty
bad for the guy because apparently his brother died during the playoff series.
He
Like
did.
that would rattle me.
Oh, I think it would rattle anybody.
Yeah.
At that point,
That's terrible.
you should just step
away.
down. Step away from the series.
I understand him not wanting to step away, but you gotta like
Clearly
at that
wasn't-
point, you focus on yourself a little bit.
He's like a very mentally sharp coach, and there's just no way you can be
No, you
in
can't
the
think.
right mindset.
Yeah. Can't think when that happens.
But very, very sad. Wishing the best to the Budenholzer family. Anything else, NBA?
I think that's all.
I think that's it.
all we got.
Some
I guess-
exciting game 6, game 7's
Wait,
coming.
one more prediction. Who's won the whole thing right now? Who is the team to do it? Rank. I know you're gonna say Celtics.
I'm sticking with Celtics Warriors. I'll stick with where I started.
Who's gonna win it all?
Celtics over Warriors.
Okay. Truett
I'm going the Los Angeles Lakers
versus.
the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm gonna go Sixers Nuggets. Battle of the MVPs.
That'd be
This
awesome.
is gonna be the true test.
That would be awesome.
Who wins it?
Nuggets.
I'm gonna go Nuggets. Yeah.
It's just the better team.
The 2-time MVP.
Could have been 3-time.
Could have been 3-time.
All right, we want to talk about some baseball?
Yeah.
It's about baseball. A lot going on. Season is progressing.
I don't really want to talk about baseball.
Yeah. The Mets overall have
Yeah.
sucked. We are only one game ahead of the
Let's hear the
Nationals.
stop story.
Here we go. 4-12 in the last 16. Pathetic.
Scherzer's on the IL. Pitching's been absolutely atrocious. We've been shut out the same number of times as the Oakland A's this season, I think was the stat I saw. It's been a tough season.
Yeah, our starting pitching has been absolutely wild. I saw a stat. I think it was before Verlander's outing. So you take away that game, the Mets are 6-0 when the starter records an out in the 6th inning. So that means I think the Mets starters have only reached the 6th inning 12 times this season and have only gotten out
And we don't have a good
6
bullpen.
times. Yeah, our bullpen. Well, reason why our bullpen has been doing well is
Yeah,
because they have to
they've been-
pitch
I know.
every single day.
Big
No.
shout out to Alvarez, though.
Yeah.
Francisco Alvarez having a great season.
Shout out to the youngins, Beatty
Yeah,
too.
Beatty too. But Alvarez really has like found his groove after having a tough stretch.
2 home runs.
Yeah. One of the best defensive catchers now, and that was a big
That was a big question.
big Mets talking point going into the season.
His framing has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think what the Mets need to do is little shot to the arm, get more young guys up. I want to see Mark Vientos in the MLB.
Get
The dude-
Mauricio.
The,
Throw Mauricio in
the
second
guys
base.
are batting .350 each.
Yeah.
Vientos has 11 home runs in the minors this season. That's crazy.
The biggest problem, though, Liam, is the fact that like game in, game out on average, our hitting is not the major problem.
It's
the
our
problem is our
I
pitching,
know.
and we don't have guys in the minors. There's not a single guy in the minors I could name that is a starting pitcher.
Yeah, that's why I think at the deadline you were going to ship Ronnie and somebody else off for quality
Yeah.
starting arm.
Which
Well,
sucks, but
it does suck, but it's something you have to do. And we have Lindor at shortstop. I've been seeing things about moving Ronnie to second base,
That's what I've been seeing,
McNeil to the outfield,
Yeah.
which I would really like because we have not been getting production from our outfielders outside of
no.
Nimmo. But if you look at the bench bats,
Guillorme.
besides Vogelback, Guillorme, Kana, Escobar, they're just not hitting. And they're not hitting
Vogelback's
for
last
powder.
8 starts, he's had 6 multi-hit games.
Multi-hit games. Yeah, Vogelback's the only one that's been producing, but
Yeah.
I don't get why we can't have a guy like Vientos come up who is going to supply some power,
Mm-hmm.
who has a chance to hit the ball out of the infield. We need a guy like that on our bench, if
Yeah.
not in the lineup.
I agree. Verlander, also shout out to Justin Verlander. Great outing yesterday. Really calmed everything down a little bit. And maybe a little
This was the
relaxed.
outing when he gave up 2 back-to-back homers, right? It was different
But
outing.
even that outing, those are the only runs the Mets gave
Yeah.
up. They just didn't score a run that game.
Exactly.
So-
You got the Jacob deGrom treatment.
So we'll see. Who's on the bump today?
Senga.
Great.
Also, first time ever for Alvarez. Shout out to him. He's pitching a night day back-to-back.
Really?
A lot of faith
Good
in
for
the guy.
him. And he's catching Senga?
Yeah, first time he's catching
Wow.
Senga also.
That's awesome. With Senga pitching, I feel good about the Mets getting back to 500 today, but they just went on a terrible, terrible skid. The only bright spot about this is that now the Mets don't have any room to go on a huge skid at the end of the season because they already got it out of the way.
It's true.
Interesting way to look at that.
You want to talk about the Padres?
Yeah, you want to talk?
Yeah,
Yeah, how the
I have a
Padres?
quick funny story before we go into the Padres. The Dodgers are wrapping up a 3-game road series against the Brewers, and Mookie Betts, quote, avoids Milwaukee hotel due to possible ghosts.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's because apparently the hotel that they were staying at is rumored to be haunted, so he has his own Airbnb.
Good for him.
Opted to stay with them at his Airbnb, quote, just in case any ghosts, specters, or ghouls were to appear.
I think to be a professional athlete, you have to be a little crazy. And Mookie Betts is definitely a little crazy.
According to Orange County Register reporter Bill Plunkett, Betts said he might not totally believe in ghosts, but he isn't taking any chances. So
Good for him.
Stick to your guns. If you got the money, do it.
I saw the Red Sox reliever just got his 400th save.
Yeah, Kenley Jansen.
Good for him.
Congrats.
Good for him. 7th player to do it.
Big milestone.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about the Padres. Breaking news: Soto still sucks. Although this series versus the Twins, he has had a little bit better. I think he went like 3 for 3, one game. Homered last game. A little bit on the uptick. Fernando has been phenomenal, cooling down a little bit. He was batting like 300 for a while, and now it's down to 266. His OPS is one of the better ones on the team. Xander continues to be our best player, although he is definitely cooling down a lot. I'm seeing a lot of 1 for 4 games from him. Soto is he's got the highest OPS on the team just because he gets walked every twice a game, which is just fine. Manny has continued to be in a phenomenally terrible slump. It's just like the bats really aren't doing well. Cronenworth, Cronenworth after getting that massive contract is just not massive, but an extension, not playing well. Grisham not playing well. Kim not playing well. Nelson Cruz is calmed down. Austin Nola, I've told Liam this probably, and you've ranked like 50 times. Like no, Austin Nola is just not the starting catcher in my eyes. The bats aren't doing well. So, as far as the pitching goes,
Didn't Austin Noel play right field in the the playoffs last year?
no, I think he was catcher.
I thought he played some games in right field for some reason.
No, we had Soto right field, which was
Yeah.
terrible.
Soto
and
was just
then
Gold Glove.
blunder
winner.
after blunder in the outfield.
and then Profar was at left.
Yeah.
And then we moved Soto to left. But on the pitching side, Snell, Darvish is pitching tonight, which has
He needs to pitch better.
Yeah, he needs to pitch better. Snell has just been god awful. Lugo's been actually pretty decent. Waka's been decent.
I miss him.
Still can't believe the Mets just let him walk.
I miss
Nick
him.
Martinez has
man a
been really
starter.
good. Our bullpen has been fine outside of when we just finished the series versus the Dodgers.
Oh my god.
What? Lost game 1.
We're down 4-0 in the first inning to the Reds.
I'm sorry, 1 game 1 off 2 Tatis homers on Kershaw, which is great. lost Game 2, and then Game 3 we're up 2-1. To hold the Dodgers to one run is just, until the ninth is phenomenal. Hader comes in, gives up a very uncharacteristic home run to Mookie Betts. Game goes into 10th, and we don't really get anything out of that. But the bullpen, we put in this guy. You guys familiar with Brent Honeywell?
No,
You talked about him last year.
I'm not.
Yeah, he
Brett Honeywell.
he gave up 3 runs, including this rookie on the Dodgers, Outman. You know this guy?
Yeah, James Outman.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He hit a homer in the 10th, so that's
Everybody on the Dodgers is pretty good.
Yeah, so that team's doing pretty well. It looks like they're not really missing Trey Turner that much, but that's really all I got on the Padres side of things. I guess around the league, I want to ask you guys about the Correa contract, just because of him getting booze at home.
I'm just so happy that fell through for the Mets.
Yeah, you guys really dodged a bullet there.
That would have been such a blunder if we put all that money to him and he performed like this. But, I mean, the writing was on the wall. There's a reason why the Giants didn't get him, and there's a reason why the Mets didn't get him. He's obviously having some issues with his body. You see guys in baseball slow down. The first thing that goes is their legs and their explosiveness, and he has no explosiveness on his hitting. In the field, he looks slow.
Yeah,
We're seeing it right now with Starling Marte on the Mets.
Yeah, he's not a great
Just
season.
losing that athleticism, playing through injury. Maybe it's time to hit the IL, buddy. Rest up a little bit.
yeah.
Getting booed in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The play
takes
that
a
was
lot to do
happening
that.
Yeah.
right after, which quick little shout out, the Padres scored 2 runs in an inning with no hits. It was 3 errors by the
Jeez.
Twins, and then so I think we're up like maybe 3-1 at this point, and then the bottom of the inning for the Twins, they had 2 guys on base, 2 outs, and Correa with a very bad strikeout, just not even close to the pitch, and he got the boos, and he said, "Yeah, I'd boo me too." So yeah, you guys really dodged a bullet there. Is Correa still a top shortstop in the league?
Yeah, he'll get back at some point.
I
but
think so.
yeah, he's got too much shot record. Trey, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
What's your thoughts on George Springer?
George Springer?
So you dropped him in fantasy right now. I was curious.
Oh,
You know, like George Springer?
I just needed to clear an outfield spot because of Judge. Judge just came back from his injury, and I had just picked up this Booker guy.
Brent Rooker.
Rooker, yeah, thank you. B. Rooker, Booker.
Rooker.
He's been playing pretty well, and George Springer just wasn't really doing it for me. Why? What's up?
I was just curious. I was wondering why you dropped him.
Are you familiar with George Springer?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm familiar with George Springer.
Well, wait, why?
He's a star player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe clearly I didn't think
He
he was
signed a
having
big
good season.
contract with the Blue Jays a couple years ago and turned down the Mets.
It's a long season, baby.
It is a long season.
The Phillies have been playing terrible like the Mets. Schwarber needs to turn around at some point. Harper's back, though. Has he been doing anything? I haven't seen Harper.
He's been-
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been
he
playing
was.
good,
He was playing
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad to see that. Glad
Kind
to
of.
see that.
Trey Turner really has not been playing that well.
No. It takes some time to go into a new position. Still early a little bit. And the Rays are absolutely dominating.
Yeah. So the question is, how long will they be the best team in the league? What, they're 29-9? That's a pretty good record. I'd say so.
Pretty decent.
They haven't played great teams, but they're continuing.
So they got the Wander Franco guy is pretty good. Has he always been good?
Yeah, he's young.
Who's the other guy? He's on my team. Yandy Diaz. What's this guy?
He's really good.
Really?
I think right now he's number 1 in the I'm going to look at the MVP.
Randy Rosarina.
I think Yandy is number 1 in the AL right now.
For MVP rates?
Yeah.
Odds?
Well, I know it's Acuna, obviously, in the NL. No, not odds. Not odds.
Okay.
Like race.
Okay.
Shohei's going to be number 1.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Yandy's been going ham. And it's crazy because right behind him is Sean Murphy, catcher that they just got.
Sean, you made me a little self-conscious. I just picked up Springer.
I was debating if I pick up or not. I was looking around.
Well, it's too late, buddy. Sorry.
Disappointing. It's okay. My team's dominating except for Senga today.
Is it like too early to do some predictions for the playoffs?
It's a little bit early.
So we could call this our way too early predictions.
Yeah.
What league do you want to start in?
AL.
Okay.
AL
wow.
East.
The AL Central is garbage.
Are we picking division winners? Or what are we picking, Truett?
Let's just so there's three wild card spots now.
3 wild cards, 3 division winners.
Yep.
So give me the 6. We'll start in the AL.
Gonna go Rays, Jays. Whoever wins the Central, probably the Twins. That division's terrible.
What's going on with the Guardians? They're just not good this year.
It was a fluke that they made it last year. Like, they weren't supposed to make
Really?
it last year. Yeah,
Okay.
they had like an 8% chance or something at the beginning of the
Wow,
season.
good
Yeah.
for them.
Rangers have looked really good this season. Hate that. They'll probably make it. We'll take the Astros, and you know what? We'll have Shohei and Mike Trout sneak in that last wild card spot. 3 teams from
Good
the
for
West.
them. Good for them.
That's my prediction. Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
You don't. Sorry, 1 second, Sean. You don't see a second half collapse from the Angels coming.
No, it's gonna happen. I'm just way too early.
Being optimistic.
I have some optimism. Yeah.
Okay.
Rays, Orioles, Twins, Stros, Mariners,
So you
Wow.
don't have the Rangers winning that, or even getting the second.
Blue Jays.
Wow.
3 teams from the East.
3
I like
teams from
that.
the East. And I got the Mariners and Astros in the West.
I'll go Rangers, Twins. I'll just do something different. I'll do Rays, Orioles, Red Sox, Astros.
So none of us have the Yankees making the playoffs.
Hooray!
I mean, it looks pretty. It looks tough. Like why? I don't want to say like why they've not been doing good because their division's crazy, but you know
they're
there's
1 game back of a wild card spot right now.
They're
Truett.
chilling.
They're half game back of a wild card spot.
Did they won the division last year though, right?
Uh,
The Yankees.
probably. Yeah.
So,
They had a big
they
lead.
did.
Is there any? I mean, there's a good amount. Not. I don't know if 8 games is a good amount of separation at this point, but you know it would take a Rays fall off really.
Yeah.
Probably.
It would take a Rays collapse. At
Yeah.
this point.
All right. So who's winning the AL? Who's winning the pennant?
Oh gosh.
Who's winning the pennant? Truett, you'll start.
I will go with the Tampa Bay Rays. Just I'm sure, as you guys have said, it's who's hot at the right time. So that prediction is probably gonna blow up in my face, but go with the Rays. I like the way they play.
I'll double down on that. It might blow up in my face too.
We're going crazy. The Mariners.
I like that.
The Mariners are going to win the AL pennant.
I like that.
All right, NL. True, would you like to start us off for the NL? Or I can start off.
You got it.
All right. We'll start bottom to top. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Cubs,
That hurt.
Braves, Mets, Padres.
Oh yeah. Wait, you might have chosen too many. I think you chose too many.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you had the
Mets, Diamondbacks, Padres are 3 wildcard spots.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're the Cubs winning the Central.
Yeah.
Why? Could I ask why that?
I don't know. Felt like a little crazy.
Cody Bellinger
Yeah.
revival really doing it for you?
Yeah.
All right, Liam, what do you have?
I'll go Brewers, Dodgers, Braves, Mets, Padres. Sympathy Padres right there. Marlins. Marlins sneak in over the Phillies. That would make me so happy.
I'm gonna go Braves. I'm gonna ride with the Pirates. Who's that guy? Who's that player that's doing really well for them right now?
Connor Joe.
No,
The guy who got hurt.
Sawinski.
no.
You're thinking the guy who got hurt.
Who's that?
O'Neill Cruz.
No.
Cruz. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just making it up.
Mitch Keller.
No.
Austin Hedges.
McCutcheon?
Brian Hayes.
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
Andrew
Andrew
McCutcheon.
McCutcheon.
Okay.
Yeah, who's he on?
McCutcheon's doing well for him. Yeah.
Oh, so I was right. Wait, is he not doing well?
No,
He
I
is,
think you're
but-
thinking of Brian Reynolds.
I think I am thinking of Brian Reynolds.
Andrew McCutcheon's like a Hall of Fame Pirates player.
Oh.
He's in his twilight years right
Yeah.
now, though.
So maybe I am thinking of Brian
He does have
Reynolds.
7 home runs this
Does.
season, though. Wow.
Yeah, put some respect on my boy's name.
All right, so you have Pirates, Truett. Who else? Pirates.
Pirates, Braves, Dodgers. Just going to throw the Padres in there. Just going to softball lob them in there. I'll appease to you guys. I'll do the Mets. I don't want to make it the same as Liam. Well, I guess it wouldn't be because you said Brewers. And I'll throw the Marlins in there too.
Wow.
Or the Diamondbacks. I'll do Diamondbacks.
All right. Predictions for the NL. Not our team.
Fair. I don't want to say it.
The Atlanta Braves. Say it.
I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
Not going to say it. Dodgers.
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks?
Diamondbacks. Mariners.
I think the MLB would have a heart attack if that happened.
Jeez, man. Wow.
We're feeling spicy today.
I thought you guys were bone. I'll go Mets.
Hooray.
Go Metropolitans.
Who's winning the World Series, Truett?
Who did I choose?
Mets, Rays.
I'm going Rays. I'm sorry.
I'll go, who do I have?
Dodgers, Rays.
Rays.
Mariners. Book it.
Mariners over Diamondbacks World Series.
Book
That,
it.
that is a crazy statement right there. Crazy. I don't think so. We don't really have any NFL news to talk about.
Next week, maybe if we get in here, we'll do a couple predictions, crazy predictions for the season.
Couple crazy predictions.
If we can get in here for our last show, hopefully.
MLB, we're done. NBA done.
We got some birthdays today.
We do have some birthdays.
Yeah.
Yes. So starting in baseball, Miguel Sano. Happy birthday. He's turning 30 today.
Power hitting first baseman, DH player.
And if you guys have ever seen that great movie about the Oakland Athletics, Moneyball, it's Billy Bean's birthday today.
Aw.
Turns 59.
Happy birthday to the guy who ruined the Oakland A's.
In basketball, we have one birthday. Mo Harkless turns 30 today.
Shout out Mo.
Hooray. Shout out Mo. And over in the NFL, a guy by the name of Cameron Newton turns 34.
Wow.
Shout out to Cam Newton.
Does Cam Newton ever get another job as a starting or backup QB?
No.
No, he does not.
Tough birthday.
In other news, I think that's
Any other fun names? Any
that's all
soccer
we got.
players?
Let's see. We got any
Come
soccer
on, you always got
players?
a fun name, man.
There weren't really a lot of fun ones today. Oh yeah, here we go. MLB outfielder played for the Rockies. His name was Trinidad Hubbard. It's a good name. Trinidad. Happy birthday. And
Happy birthday, Trinidad.
we got a French footballer named Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Happy birthday, Abu.
Abu.
Mr. Dhabi. That's all we got. All we got for the day.
I have one more kind of like trivial thing to talk about. What's going on with this corgi for the Warriors? Have you guys seen this?
Oh God.
The
What?
corgi?
The Golden
Yeah.
State corgis?
No.
Yeah, it's a dog that they toss a basketball to him in the air and he hits it in a bucket, and the bucket has a logo of which team.
Oh.
So he did it for 7 games, and he has the right outcome so
Oh,
far.
I've seen the guy for a
he
while.
actually
That's a
had
TikTok thing, right?
The Warriors coming back from
Yeah.
down 3-1 ranks.
Yeah,
So you
he
should
did.
really
I'm loving this corgi.
so
Gonna go like his TikToks.
okay. So do they change their name to the Golden State Corgis if they win?
Absolutely. I think the corgi should be in attendance in Game 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love that actually. That'd be really funny.
Secure Warriors win.
Exactly.
Yeah, it would
the
have
corgi
to.
must be in the building. They should all pet the corgi for good luck.
Yeah, you should tell Steve Kerr this. I
I'm
know
gonna
you
call
guys-
it Bob
Corgi,
Myers.
baby.
Yeah, Joe Lacob. Tell all of them. Tell everybody.
Lake up.
I might have a vendetta against corgis if this comes to fruition, but we'll see. Will this series be over? How many of the series? I guess they'll all be over by the time we do the next show, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about the conference finals,
finals.
the finals. We'll give you great predictions. You guys don't want to miss it.
we
And
can get in here.
Sean, where's the only place they'll be able to catch this show live?
Live, the 89.1 WXV The Roar.
89.1 FM WXVU The Roar. They on a student-run radio. Thank you for listening to Fun in the Locker Room.
Whatever the app is.
Yeah.
What's the app?
Twitter.
The app is Twitter. Oh, you're talking about the...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Radio FX.
Radio FX,
yeah.
yeah.
Liam's got it.
FM, XFM radio.
We'll see you guys next week on 89.1 FM WXVU Villanova student-run radio The Roar.
Roar!
Have a good rest of your finals week, and we'll catch you next week. As always, 89.1 FM WXVU The Roar.